This is This Week Inside the New York Knicks, the playoff edition. This is episode 1. You're now rocking with the most popping YouTube channel in the building. I am the objective fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. And you know the vibes, y'all. Look, we coming off a nice Game 1 victory. I mean, honestly, the playoffs have been really exciting, really good basketball. I mean, that last game had us at the edge of our seats, man. We definitely going to be touching on to all those things that happened in that game. Some of the key things that I noted as to how we could actually win this series pretty easily within 4 to 5 games. I know I did a show last week talking about that, and after watching Game 1, I'm even more confident, but the series is not over. Joel Embiid, he definitely showed his resiliency. But as you can see, some of the topics I got to the side here, we're going to be talking about, of course, the Knicks and Sixers. We'll do a Game 2 preview. We'll also see where Joel Embiid is and his injury updates. We'll talk about how Dante DiVincenzo was disqualified from the Most Improved Player Awards. We'll also talk about Jalen Brunson, some of the accolades he's got towards the close of the season. And we'll also talk about Josh Hart and some of his heroics. The man has the right name, Hart. You know, he definitely is the heart and soul of this Knicks team. Round of applause. Salute to Josh Hart. Salute to all the Knicks, man, doing their thing, man. And if you're not familiar with this podcast is dedicated to documenting the Knicks 365. You give me 50 minutes, I give you the Knicks. And each and every Monday, I have a new show, whether it's live or whether it's recorded. Even if it's live, you can always go back and watch it. The rebroadcast. I do have an announcement I would like to make early. We will be doing a live play-by-play. I know some of you guys have been waiting for this. We will be doing a live play-by-play this Sunday for Game 4 when the series goes into Philadelphia. We will be doing a live play-by-play, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and definitely hit the notification icon so you'll be in the building 1 p.m. sharp. Of course, I do the live play-by-plays, so we don't have to listen to the old media commentary, not giving us our props, though they have been trying to, give us a little shine. I noticed in the trend and the change in how they see us, but it's still some underlining things there. As you can see, the flagship title of the podcast will be Are the Knicks Title Contenders, or why they are title contenders, actually. I'm going to be explaining why I think that. And, yeah, we got an action-packed show. So without further ado, we're going to jump into research mode. So research mode basically is when we actually put our, information on the screen and we just go play-by-play. So far, we don't have much playoff stats because it was only Game 1. And the interesting thing about this playoffs was that all the top seeds did their job. They got the victory. I think they said that was the first time that may have happened since 2005, not 100% with that, or it's been a while since. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I think it was 2013. But that's the last time when you see all the top seeds. Salute Johnny Davis in the building early. Salute to you. Give you a round of applause, man. I will be unpacking these topics, as you can see on the screen here. We got a lot to talk about. It's been a pretty exciting week with New York Knicks. So salute to you for being in the building early. So we don't have much stats and stuff to break down because it was just Game 1. So I'll jump right into the Game 1. Give a quick breakdown as to my thoughts on this game. Let's go to the box score. So as we know, Knicks got the victory, right? 111-104. Jalen Brunson definitely did not have the best shooting night, but he still put up 22 points. Right. And, hit some big shots when we needed him to. Definitely was making plays when, for us, even though his shot wasn't falling. Of course, who could forget Josh Hart, 22 points, 13 rebounds. Amazing, man. You would think Josh Hart is like the second tallest player on the floor, the way he goes hard. And of course, you can't forget about Deuce McBride with his 21, 3 and 4. I actually got a video I'm cooking up about Deuce McBride, how he actually did something in this Game 1 of the playoffs that no Knick has done, at least within the past 5 years. I'll do a video on that, breaking that down. But salute to Deuce McBride doing his thing, man. But, this game, as you can see, we got the box scores on the screen. Philadelphia, their offense is pretty limited when, especially because Joel Embiid is not so healthy. They get some production from Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry, listen, Kyle Lowry, even though he's in the latter stages of his career, honestly, I could see him retiring at the end of this season or within the next couple of seasons. I feel like he's just at the final frontier of his career. But in a playoff series, especially against the Knicks, this guy's going to try to ball out. And of course, Maxey had 33. So outside of Maxey and Embiid, I mean, Kyle Lowry had a good game. Is he capable of doing that again? Possibly. But their offense is really limited to what Maxey can give them in transition and Joel Embiid post-play, pick and pop situations. Even though, to be honest, he's kind of shying away from them screens because, boy, I feel like he's so self-conscious about his knee that he's not the same. Like, he doesn't do everything 100% like he would if he was healthy. In my opinion, he should shut it down. And I'm not just saying this because I want the Knicks to win. I'm saying this because, look, man, you have a long career in front of you. I think he's 29 years old. Why put so much pressure on yourself for one playoff, right? Especially a playoffs where you're not a favorite to win. You're coming in as a 7th seed. You want to go to the World Cup and represent the Team USA for the first time. I'm not even sure if Joel Embiid even played in the Olympics before. So I don't understand this whole push to come back and play. But, it's just mind-boggling to me. Now, Nick Nurse did give Jalen Brunson his props. He says that he's going to put a whole host of different defenders on him because Jalen Brunson is that dude and he's tough to guard. And this is Nick Nurse saying this. First of all, he's unbelievable. Obviously, much deserved MVP candidate. Salute to that. Jalen Brunson definitely deserves to be in that MVP discussion. The way he has his team winning and the way he's played, I think it's like anybody. He's the main focal point. Got to make him work. Got to put him in different matchups on him to change things up. Got to throw some different schemes at him. Jump in and out of things. The main thing is that we continue to work. He's going to make shots, and you work hard. You play perfect defense. He's still going to throw one in. That's a fact. I mean, there is no defense for Jalen Brunson. But salute to Nick Nurse, man. I mean, he's giving Brunson his spot. I mean, they're treating Jalen Brunson like he is a superstar. I mean, and I said this, I'm not sure, maybe on Facebook or something. I said that Jalen Brunson will get more double teams than Embiid. And to be honest, it might have been even, but every time Jalen Brunson, first off, they didn't even let him inbound the ball sometimes because they're defending him 94 feet. And I just felt like Jalen Brunson, he's just going to receive that attention because, one, he's healthy, unlike Joel Embiid. Two, he's just an assassin. No one man can guard him. They talk about size. One guy with size can't guard. I mean, they threw Batum, they threw Oubre, right? All different types of guys, and it just wasn't really working. Now, one of the keys to this game, and I wrote a community post on it. Let me see if I could pull it up right quick. I wrote a community post. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but if you are interested, you can always go to the YouTube channel. And we're going to get into Word of the Street later. And we'll also get into the flagship topic. So salute to you if you hopped in and you want to see us talk about the next title contenders. I'm going to get to it in a second. But so this is the community post I wrote, pretty much recapping. Sometimes I probably will do this for all the playoff games where I do a recap as to what happened in game one. And one of the things I noted was that the three things here is the first, he can't guard in pick and roll. And Joel Embiid, like I said, he's not really looking to overexert himself because he doesn't want to hurt that knee. So if you're the Knicks, you have to attack. You have to continue to go at him, put him in pick and roll situations, right? And also another key thing too with the whole Joel Embiid situation, as you can see here on the screen, the third key was that we were double teaming Joel Embiid too much. Yes, you're going to have to double team Joel Embiid. I believe he had like 11 points in the first quarter. He was definitely killing us, right? But you have to understand that when he's not a threat to score, he is a threat to make a good pass. And so that's the key to Philly's others on the team. So look, I'm gonna pull up the others on the team. So let's start with the bench. You see, Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield, he was 0 for 2, 0 for 1 from 3. Why? Because the Knicks did a good job rotating, right? And they didn't always just rely strictly on double teaming Buddy Hield. You got to make Buddy Hield take tough shots, right? Look, campaigning to attempted 3. Paul Reed was solid on the inside. Batum off the bench, 1 to 4 from downtown. So when you don't double team Embiid, or you can rotate, but like don't double team him when he's not a threat to score. So if he's not in a position to actually make a basket, sometimes you see he'll catch the ball and then 2 guys will run at him. And I'm like, yo, what are we doing here? Like that doesn't make any sense to me, because I could live with him, even though Joel Embiid definitely he's a good shooter. But let's let him make some shots. Right? Let's let him, if he hits a 3, he hits a 3. I mean, it's going to be a contested 3, hopefully. I know Mitchell Robinson is not the best on the perimeter, but at the same time, I think that the Knicks need to limit their double teams. And while we at it, the third key that and by the way, before I get into that third key, I told you guys that the Knicks bench is better than the Sixers bench. Even though the Sixers might have more guys they're willing to play, we really got a solid 4 guys. If you want to add Burks, I guess he will be that 5th guy. But we really got 4 guys, 3 guys that were going to play, but 4 guys that are really good rotational players. So while the Sixers guys are more system guys looking to get shots, like Paul Reed is a hustler, right? He catches the ball and things of that nature. Buddy Hield, somebody who's a spot-up shooter from 3, right? Campaign is more of a defensive guard. He's not really a offensive-minded guard. So, and Nicholas Batum, he's a role player. You know, he's somebody who can play within the system. He had 20 points, I believe, off the bench against Miami. But the difference between Miami and us is that we don't have to help as much on Embiid, right? And we don't play zone. That was another thing. That zone was kind of stupid for Miami. I don't know why they would play a zone when the Philly got a whole lot of shooters around them, right? And so Kelly Oubre, he went 1 for 2. But look, Maxey went 3 for 9 from downtown, right? Lowry is the only one that really had an efficient night. I mean, Lowry is, he's a veteran. He doesn't like us. He's going to ball hard. But this is the key to me. As long as we don't send them unnecessary double teams toward Joel Embiid, these guys won't get shots. And that's the limitations of the Philadelphia 76er, their offense. It's very heavy Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey attacking in transition. I wonder how many assists Maxey averaged for the season. Let's pull that up right quick. So he's averaged 6 assists against the Knicks. So yeah, he's averaging about 6 assists a game. So I guess Maxey does do a decent job of distributing the ball, but I'm not really worried about Maxey. I think that even if Maxey is getting his 25 points, as long as these other guys are not killing us from downtown, I think we'll be fine because we can do a good job maxing up with them head up. Like I said, don't send the unnecessary double teams. Now, as far as the Knicks, I mean, we already went over the Deuce had 21 points. More of the same. I mean, the Knicks played unselfish basketball, even though they were, I believe, second to last in assists per game. They did a good job. I mean, they've been doing a good job, in my opinion, moving the ball ever since Randall and the other stars went down. And really just like Jalen Brunson, yeah, he gets his shots off, but Jalen Brunson's always also averaging 6.5 assists. So just playing within the flow of the offense, if they're going to double team Jalen Brunson, we have a whole bunch of shooters on that we put around them, including Bojan Bogdanovic, which I still got to work on. That Bojan video is definitely coming. So that was game 1 in a nutshell. My third key to that game was, is the second one. One of the main reasons why offensively we're going to be way better than Philly is we dominate that offensive glass. That offensive glass, man, I mean, whether it's Josh Hart, whether it's Mitchell Robinson, whether it's Hartenstein, these guys are good for at least, all right, so look, Hartenstein, 7 boards. Josh Hart, 13 boards. Mitchell Robinson, 12 boards off the bench. Mitchell Robinson with 7 offensive rebounds, right? Incredible. Hartenstein, 5 offensive rebounds. Hell, even Jalen Brunson was crashing the glass because he wasn't shooting too well. Salute to Jalen Brunson for stepping up on the glass, right? So the offensive glass, in my opinion, is the key to this series. We had 23 offensive rebounds. Philly had only 9, right? So that's a plus 14 rating on the offensive glass. Pretty good, you know. And then in total rebounds, we out-rebounded them by 22. And, you know, another reason why we're killing them on the glass, too, is that Joel Embiid, let's see how many minutes he played. So Joel Embiid played 37 minutes. So even with the whole, you know, throwing the alley hoop, which was crazy to me, he tried to do a self alley hoop coming down and hurting his knee, tweaking his knee. Even with doing that, he still played 37 minutes. So let's say, I'm glad the situation, I'm glad Joel Embiid is okay, first of all. I don't want to see guys get hurt, even if they're the ops. But at the same time, I am glad that Joel Embiid played as many minutes as he did, and then we were actually winning when he got hurt. So now the excuse that, the Knicks is beating the Sixers without Joel Embiid, because we took that excuse away. We actually were winning the game at that time. So the Knicks definitely, man, they balled out this game. So if Joel Embiid is playing 37 minutes, he only had 8 rebounds. Now, Tobias Harris was solid on the glass, right? But his field goals, Tobias is pretty much a non-factor. He's a non-factor. But is it possible that he can have a good game tonight? I don't know. But definitely in Philly, I expect him to get at least one good game. That's why I don't want to say we're going to sweep the Sixers just yet. If Embiid is playing all the games, I feel like by game 5, bringing it back to Madison Square Garden, we should be up 3-1, and I see us, getting rid of these guys in 5 games. Because I think Tobias Harris is due for at least one decent game, especially at home. Now, but on the glass, Joel Embiid, because he's not his 100% self, he is not as aggressive on the boards. So that's another edge we have offensively. So salute to you guys if you just joined the building. This is This Week Inside the New York Knicks, the playoff edition, episode 1. I'm just breaking down these games, and I got some topics we're going to cover. So that's pretty much for game. I think I hit everything on the nail from game 1. If you guys got any commentary, I will stop and look in the chat, read off your commentary. We can have a brief conversation on any of the topics that we be talking about. So we got a whole bunch to talk about. So I'm gonna move forward. That was pretty much the playoff game 1. Josh Hart hit that clutch 3-pointer. Old media, definitely writing some good things about us this week. Definitely a lot of favorable press. And I guess that's what you're going to get when you win the game. All this stuff goes away if you lose. But yeah, Josh Hart, they definitely, it's the Quentin Grimes effect. Josh Hart, he avoided that stigma by continuing to be aggressive, right? Josh Hart was not shooting well. He definitely, his shot was broken, as he would say. But towards the end of the game, he made some big shot. Two of the biggest threes. The guy he's a serious dude, right? He wound up going 5 of 12 from the field, 4 of 8 from downtown. But I think he missed like 4 threes in a row. And so, Josh Hart, it's the Quentin Grimes effect. To all the guys that's been rocking me for the longest, you guys know I did a video talking about Quentin Grimes and how, hold on, let me just double check. So I also make sure the chat is up to date. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Comment in the chat. Let me know the chat is working, man, because I see we got people in the building. I just don't know why you guys ain't chatting, but it's cool. You can chat as we go along. But the Quentin Grimes effect, the video I did was I said before they traded him, they should start Josh Hart at that spot because Josh Hart is more polished. Even if his shot is broken, one, you're not only relying on him to shoot jump shots. He can defend and he crashes the glass and he can make plays, especially in transition, right? He's not scared to get the ball and go coast to coast, make a pass, make a crazy layup. That's his thing. So Josh Hart is, he's one of the keys to victory for sure. I believe OG also had to hit a key 3 down the stretch. But Mitchell Robinson, He definitely did his thing, getting some key rebounds, but also hitting those free throws down the stretch too. When they tried to do a hack of Mitch, right? So I think, let's see. Yeah, it's Hart being left open. Yeah, they try to leave him open. See, that's the thing with us. We have no weaknesses on our offensive front. You can't leave us open. You can't double team Jalen Brunson. If you double team Jalen Brunson, you're going to be in trouble. And when we put Embiid in that pick and roll, oh boy, we got to hold them knees hold up. Of course, salute to Nick Nation. If you was in the building, I don't really like to go to games. I prefer to watch the game at home, especially if it's on MSG. But salute to, the fans went crazy doing what we normally do. Let's see, I think I could play it. That's Nick Nation outside the Garden. It was crazy. I remember there was a mini riot last year when we beat Cleveland. Man, it was crazy. So salute to Nick Nation doing their thing. And then, of course, they had a little moment where they said, F Trae Young. I don't know what Trae Young had to do with it. I guess we had to be there to understand why they brought Trae Young up. But, salute to the Knicks fans. Kelly Oubre, let's see. Let me get to my notes. Kelly Oubre, he definitely made some comments that was definitely received some criticism by a famous Knicks fan, Ben Stiller. Because so if you didn't know, Kelly Oubre Jr., he said that he tried to give I hate when people do these little disses. He tried to big it up by saying, the fans are pretty crazy. They have a really good culture of being wild and loving basketball to the root and to the core, right? He said they call it the Mecca for a reason. The lights are super bright, but here's the shot in the compliment that you gotta always look out for. He says they're going to give celebrities those $100,000 free tickets just to be there and not care about the game. But that's what they do. It's going to be super fun, and I look forward to it. And then flash forward to this article I have on the screen. So Ben Stiller is not an average Joe, and he wasn't going to stand for this for Kelly Oubre saying what he said. So while still an avid vocal Knicks fan, weighed into the conversation and with his sarcastic reply. And look what Stiller said. Oh, I think I care a lot more than you think. Wait, hold on. He said, oh, I think I care a lot more than you think that you thought I cared. Kelly Oubre? So salute to Ben Stiller, man. Taking that shot at Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre. I like that. That's his new name. Kelly Oubre. Who are you? We don't even know who you are. So, okay, so I got an article here. I'm going to have to go to my other browser. Should have it open. All right, cool. So I got this article here talking about the NBA playoffs. Now, old media, I can't front. They're playing into this. I don't know if they want to have a saving grace because the Knicks are doing well, and if the Knicks, shock the world and win the championship, now let's give them their credit subtly. So if they do win, we could say, oh, we always knew it. So here's a playoff list. This is ESPN Plus. These are the top 25 players in the postseason, right? So this is not like everyone in league wide list. This is a list of just players in the postseason, the top 25. So 25 Jalen Williams. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but they got Dame Lillard at number 20, right? And remember, guys, Stephen A. Smith, our beloved Knicks fan, who has been holding it down, he picked Damian Lillard over Jalen Brunson to start in the All-Star game, right? Do remember that, okay? He's number 20. Paul George, 18. Maxey, Sixers young guard, he's number 18. So let's scroll down. Jaylen Brown, 16. Donovan Mitchell, remember Spider, the guy who we supposed to trade for? Remember, it was a big failure. We got let down. He's number 14. Notice how you didn't see Jalen Brunson yet. Tyrese Halliburton, the other guy, they said that should start over him in the All-Star game. The other guy that they said that was better than him on Team USA basketball. The other guy that, honestly, has a spot that probably should have went to Brunson for this Olympics. He's number 13. Let's keep it moving. Okay, Devin Booker. Salute to Devin Booker. He's number 12. KD, number 11. Remember, this is top 25 players in the postseason. Number 10, Ant-Man. Ant-Man was the best player on that team. That team that had Jalen Brunson for the World Cup. All right, we're going to keep it going. Number 9, the alleged GOAT. You know, I don't want to get into LeBron conversation, but he's definitely top 3 all times. He's number 9 on the list. Jason Tatum, the best player supposedly on the Eastern Conference on the best team in the league. He's number 7. Remember, top 25 in the playoffs. I see now, I'm not arguing for the other players on the other teams, but Kawhi at number 6, I completely disagree with it. But they got Kawhi at number 6. Uh-oh, and guess who's number 5? The guy they said that was too small. The guy that said he can't be a star because he's too small. The guy that they maligned all season, trying to put guards ahead of him, trying to create reasons why he's not that good enough, just making up stuff. They got our beloved Nick, Jalen Brunson, number 5 on the list. Got to give them a round of applause again. They got that right. They definitely got that right. What are your thoughts on these guys? Let me know in the chat what you guys think. I don't think my chat is broke. I see Johnny Davis comment. Salute to Johnny Davis again. But what do you guys think? They got Jalen Brunson, number 5 on the list. ESPN Plus exclusive. And then ahead of them, they got Joel Embiid. Can't argue. You can't argue with the 3 guys ahead of Brunson because, to be honest, these are probably the 3 guys that are like MVP candidates, right? Or the 4 guys. But Joel Embiid, he's not a candidate because he doesn't have the game qualification. But I mean, these guys are incredible. I mean, put it like this: Jalen Brunson is mentioned in a list at the top 5 with Joel Embiid, SGA, Luka, and Nick and Jokic. So salute to old media for getting it right. We're starting to get our respect. Before I jump into this next article, let me go back into my other browser because I'm logged in certain things. I don't feel like logging in and doing all this crazy stuff. Let's see. Okay, so this is the Post talking about Josh Hart. He's a do-it-all weapon. We know Josh Hart is incredible. I'm gonna move forward from this. So the next one would be the lower seeded teams have the best. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna jump into the lower seed. So lower seeded teams, which ones have the best chance in the playoffs? I got it right here. I'm already logged in. So another ESPN Plus article. You know, it's kind of crazy, all these damn subscriptions, man. I spend a lot of money on subscriptions. I probably spend like over $200 in subscriptions, man. This is ridiculous. But I am subscribed to ESPN Plus. I also watch boxing. You know, they got a whole bunch of stuff on there. Especially if you're into like international sports, they got a whole bunch of soccer and stuff like that. So here's another ESPN Plus article. I found this to be interesting, talking about ranking who could have the better upset. So I don't really care about nobody else. Let's look at the Sixers and the Knicks. So they give it a 48% chance. They say that the Sixers are typically scary number 7 seed after playing too much without the reigning MVP, Joel Embiid. And in the 39 games Joel Embiid played, Philadelphia was 31-8. Yes, they are. Listen, they are a different team with a healthy Joel Embiid, for sure. Guaranteed. They're way better than a 7 seed. And to be fair, if we had Julius Randle for 70 games, we would be a different team too. We'd probably be, I'm not going to say better than the Celtics, but I could see us competing with them for the number 1 seed at some point in the season. Like, let's say they got a 4-game lead ahead of us. We might get it within 3 games. But, like, definitely, I think having a healthy Randle, we would easily win 6 or 7 more games. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. But, so, yeah, the 76ers are a different team with a healthy Joel Embiid, right? And so, but check this out. Because the 76ers faced a much easier schedule with Embiid in the lineup, they weren't quite dominant as their record looks. Yep, because their strength of schedule got tougher, especially after he went down. But they also wasn't winning as much. I think they had a sub 500 record without him. So, hey, I mean, but their talent rating still surpasses the Knicks without All-Star forward Julius Randle, who's out for the playoffs. ESPN Bet has this as the closest first-round series with Philadelphia's ever so slightly favored. So my model gives the edge to the Knicks. So ESPN as a whole. Now, this article was written on the 20th, right? So I think this was the day of the game, right before the game. So this might change, but ESPN, considered them, I guess, the second favorite team or the second team that was like a lower seed. They have their best options to win. And of course, I'll talk about this real quickly. They give another advantage to the Pacers in this series in terms of another lower seed that can upset the higher seed. Now I didn't really watch this game in its totality. Salute to Immortal Cuts, man. Yeah, Brunson at 5 is lit. Yo, you know what, Immortal? I gotta give it to Old Media. They have been switching up a little bit, but this article is proof that there's still some underlining things there. Now, gotta give respect to them because, to be fair, we don't have Julius Randle. And this was before game 1. We don't have Julius Randle, and they have their MVP. So I think that was part of the consideration that went into them making this statement. I think it's not true. I think we're going to win this series in 5 games. But hey, bringing it back to this series, I didn't watch the whole game. But the way Milwaukee won that game and dominated that game without Giannis, I'm leaning towards Milwaukee getting the W. And I don't know how fast Giannis can turn it around. But once again, the Knicks, we get through Philly. We may be in a situation dealing with a Milwaukee team that might be similar. Well, of course, Giannis, he's not going to have surgery. But coming back from an injury, a guy who's an MVP, it's going to be a challenge. I still think we could get it done only because we have OG Anunoby, and I'm very confident. But we got to keep, definitely keep your eye on this Indiana-Milwaukee series. Indiana did show me that with a couple of tweaks, they could possibly come back in the series. But I just think Milwaukee just looks too good even without Giannis, because one of the things I say, and it's probably going to be a lost art, and at least in this series, is both teams don't play no goddamn defense. They don't play no defense at all. It's just the offensive gun show. That's just what it is. So because Milwaukee's defense is a little compromised, especially on the perimeter, that series is going to be interesting. But I thought that it's kind of interesting. Our 2 series they have up here. So we're going to keep an eye on that. But let's jump back into the list of where we are. If you just joined us, this is This Week Inside the New York Knicks, a live episode of the podcast. This is episode 1, the playoff edition. Salute to you for being in the building. We already went over the game 1. I'm moving along now, just covering some other little news related to the playoffs and things that nature, things that I found interesting. Okay, so the New York Post, the New York Post is really showing a lot of love to us. They say Knicks Rangers fans hoping to party like it's 1994, right? Now, we do hope to party like it's 1994, but we actually want to win the championship this time. Salute to the Rangers. They doing their thing, Salute to the Rangers. They doing their thing. But in 94, we went to the finals and lost. We had a 3-2 lead. I actually remember watching some of those games, even though I was a kid. I remember watching those games, and I remember being so hyped like we were going to do it, and then we didn't do it. But the Rangers, they won the Stanley Cup, so salute to them. They held it down. But if it is going to be like 94 Post, we have to also get the championship too. The Rangers win, great. We got to win too. I don't want it just to be the Rangers win and we get to the finals and then that's our claim to fame. I'm tired of the finals being our claim to fame. Let's move it along. So New York Post again, right? So I'm gonna read 2 articles, one from the Post, one from ESPN, basically breaking down, series. We already looked at the upset stuff, but this is actual predictions now from old media people. So we're going to start with the Post. So Stefan Bondi, salute to Stefan Bondi. He has the Knicks in 6, right? Peter Bott has the Knicks in 7. I don't understand why he thinks he's going 7 games. I guess he's giving respect to Joel Embiid, but no. Brian Lewis, Knicks in 7. So salute to the Post. Even though I don't understand the 7 games, they do have us winning, right? So that's the Post. Let's move over to ESPN. Okay, so now this is ESPN. and their predictions. So I'm gonna scroll down to the Knicks. By the way, these playoffs have been really good. I mean, fantastic. So here are the ESPN experts, right? So you got Kendra, she got Knicks in 7. Jerry, he has the Knicks in 6. Tim Botemps, he has the 76ers in 6. Israel Gutierrez, Knicks in 7. Chris Herring, Knicks in 6. Tim Legler, salute to Tim Legler, he has the Knicks in 7. Zach Lowe, Knicks in 7. Tim McMahon, Knicks in 7. Bobby Marks, Knicks in 5. So far, as you can see, the majority of these ESPN people, they got us winning the series. Once again, old media showing that love. So let's look at the final tally. So final tally, 13 of the 16 experts or insiders, they have us winning the series. So we are a favorite. I don't understand this ESPN machine talking about this down the third. The actual human beings, they think that we're going to win, and they're on the money. We're definitely going to win this series. And I think I got us doing way more than winning the series. Salute to you if you just joined the show. We're going to be talking about that flagship in a minute. I'm just going through the news right now, breaking stuff down, that all the interesting stuff from the week that I found to be exciting. We only had one game, so not too much game stuff, but we definitely will be just moving forward. Josh Hart. I have an article here. Josh Hart, his grit embodies the 90s Knicks. Yo, salute to those Knicks fans in the building from the 90s, man. Wasn't the 90s a wonderful time? Like this Knicks team definitely reminds me of the 90s, but of course in a modern flavor, right? Modern style. I mean, we can't beat guys up. Salute to Coach CR, 617. Salute to you. Sorry if I butchered your name. I believe it's Coach CR. Salute to you in the building, man. We talking right now. I went through a whole bevy of topics, but we got some more to talk about, so you joined in at the right time. Definitely hit that like button. Subscribe if you hadn't already. I know the chat's in subscriber mode. I want you guys to join the most popping Knicks channel on the net, and, share your thoughts as I go through this stuff. But definitely this team reminds me of the 90s Knicks. Josh Hart is a 90s-like player, too. He's definitely a throwback. He's throwback. He's tough. He's going to battle. Yes, once again, yes, Coach CR, yes, like fire, yep. Salute, man. But yeah, Josh Hart he's one of them ones, man. Just hustle, defense. I said this, like Josh Hart, and don't think I'm out of my mind with this. Okay, you go back to the early 80s. Salute to you, Immortal Cuts. Okay. But the 80s didn't really give us too much to remember, man. We didn't really have that much success in the 80s. But, there you go. Coach CR, losing, the 90s, for sure. But listen, guys, don't beat me up too much in the chat. Josh Hart is our Bill Russell. Follow me. He doesn't have Bill Russell's height, and he's not a center. Bill Russell made a statement. I can't remember on which documentary, or I just can't remember where he said it. It was somewhere he said this, right? Out of his own mouth, not somebody saying he said it. He said the reason why he's the greatest of all time is because he is not a liability on both ends of the floor. And when he said it, you really had to think, like, how many guys, even our beloved Jalen Brunson, yes, he does things we like on the defensive end, but let's keep it real. He's not really that good of a one-on-one defender. I love the guy. I'm not trying to tear him down. I'm just trying to show you that everyone has their limitation. Mitchell Robinson, he's not effective on the offensive end outside of 10 feet, right? He also doesn't defend the perimeter well. Right? And you could do this with any player in the NBA. Josh Hart is one of those few guys who is not a selfish guy who needs to score. He's someone that plays team basketball. He's someone that literally has no weaknesses. Is his jump shot the greatest? No, of course. Does he? I mean, he misses a lot of shots. I mean, his jump shot is not there. Right? Somebody argue his jump shot was broken at one point in the season, right? But the bottom line is, if you see Josh Hart taking a jump shot, you're not going to be like, oh, why is he shooting? You're going to be like, take the shot, right, Josh? Right? He makes plays. He has the most triple doubles on the team. So that means that he can make plays, especially in transition when he gets the rebound and his time to go coast to coast. He makes good decisions. Actually, he makes better decisions than R.J. Barrett, if you ask me. Right? Salute to Immortal Cuts. Bernard, then you and losing what? Losing time. Oh, y'all having a chat amongst yourself. Hold on, let me put on all messages so I can see the chat. Okay. Yeah. All right, they're having a little chat talk about the 80s and 90s. But what do you guys think about that? Am I bugged out? Is Josh Hart like a Bill Russell? I feel like Josh Hart is like our Bill Russell. He's a modern Bill Russell. Just not, he don't got the height, but Bill Russell was a small center. I mean, he probably wasn't small for the time. But like, when you look at all-time centers, if you have a top 5 or top 10 and Bill Russell's on the list, he's probably the smallest center on the list. So I think Josh Hart's our Bill Russell, man. He could do everything on the floor. He could play multiple positions. But maybe the only position he can't play is center because he's just too short. So what do you guys think about that? But definitely, man. But no, yo, you know what? Mortal Cuts, to my 80s Knicks fans, even though, like I said, the most of the decade was just kind of definitely trash. It was not good at all. The best thing about the whole decade probably was Ewing, drafting Ewing, Bernard King's stint, and actually sweeping the Sixers, because that's the last time we played the Sixers in the playoffs was when we swept them. I believe that was 89, right? You guys can correct me in the chat, but I think that was 89 when we swept it. Outside of that, the 80s didn't really have nothing. I'm gonna keep it real. The 80s wasn't all of that. That's why I don't, and I'm not that old. I don't go back to the 80s. I go back to the 90s. Like in terms of being able, I'm talking about watching basketball. Like I watched basketball in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I can't think of a real comp for Hart. Yeah. You know what? I don't think there is a comp. I just think that Josh Hart does everything. Like he literally has no weaknesses. Like literally, like zero. Like he can do. Like I'm not saying he's the greatest at everything. I mean, he's a great rebounder. That's one thing we can say for sure. He's a great rebounder. But what is he really deficient in that you would say, oh, okay, that's not really his. He shouldn't do that. Like he can do everything on the floor. Even shooting the 3-ball, we're not going to say, Josh, why are you shooting the 3-ball? That's all I'm trying to say. When Bill Russell said that I'm not a liability, I thought that was profound. When I think of a player like that, I think Josh Hart. That's all I'm saying. Let's see where we are. Let's look at the time check. All right, time is, we get a little tight on time. It might be a little over an hour. Salute to those who just tuned in. This is This Week Inside the New York Knicks, episode 1. Restarting it because it's the playoff edition. By the way, hope you see the beige, eye bleed, orange and blue hoodie. Yeah, straight out the box. Just got it the other day. Definitely check out the shop at theobjectiveknicksfan.com if you want to check out I don't want to move the mic, press my sound up, but definitely check out the shop at theobjectiveknicksfan.com and you can see some of the shirts we got scrolling on the side. But let's keep it moving. Let's see where we at. So we talked about Josh Hart. Definitely, oh yeah, Knicks fans, if you go into the game, that's definitely, and matter of fact, forget just like the Garden. We have to literally flood Philly. To all my Knicks fans, go to the Sixers, go to Philly. The tickets is probably going to be way cheaper, right? Right? That's one thing we definitely can guarantee. Them tickets are going to be hella cheap in Philly compared to the Garden, right? Go down there, boo them. I want you to boo Joel Embiid. I want you to especially boo Kyle Lowry. I can't stand Kyle Lowry. I want you to go down there, boo those guys, represent heavy on the road for sure. For sure. Let's see. Everybody talking about Josh Hart. Let's see. Josh is Philly pass. Yep. You know what, Johnny Davis? Yo, you hitting on the money. I wish I could put the comments on the screen. I got to figure out how to do that. I don't know how to do that. Anyway, look, so Josh, I'll read it out. Johnny Davis said that Josh is a freelance player who plays well in chaos. You never know what he's going to do. Yo, salute to that, man. Honestly, that's the comment of the day right there. Yeah, I think that that's his strength, actually. That I think that's his suit. Is like when things get chaotic, when things get tough, like Josh Hart is a guy he's going to definitely rise to the occasion to make sure he gets the job done. Whatever he needs him to do, whether it's a three, whether it's a steal, whether it's a block, whether it's a like he's going to do whatever it takes. He's a John Starks 3.0, forget 2.0. John Starks 3.0, right? And I think he's like a Bill Russell, man. I feel, man, he's like a Bill Russell. I can't say Dennis Rodman, because Dennis Rodman wasn't really that strong on the offensive end. Definitely was not making plays. Bill Russell did everything. He had no limitations to his game. Even though Bill Russell was a center, Bill Russell did everything back in the day, man. I feel like Josh Hart, I'm not saying he's a great player like Bill Russell. I'm just talking about when you look at these guys and you put them out there and you say, that's just a basketball player that literally can do everything on the floor. Or not everything, I'm going to say anything. Josh Hart can do anything that you need, right? So, but yeah, like that's what this post article is talking about, how the Knicks fans will be the X factor. I want you guys to go to Philly, right? You guys need to go to Philly and just boo the hell out them. I want them to feel like, yo, damn, I thought this was game 3 in Philly, right? I thought this was game 3 in the city of brotherly love. Why why we getting booed so much? Because all the Knicks fans took over that arena, right? So now, to those that joined the building, I guess we could jump into the flagship topic. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So the flagship topic for today's episode is definitely, are the Knicks title contenders? I think we are. And let's see if I could get a bracket. I want to see if I could pull up a bracket so we can actually look at the entire landscape. Let's see. Playoffs. And I'm going to show you why we're title contenders. First off, the number one reason why we're title contenders is we are the second seed in the East. So that means that we're top 2, right? So we avoid Boston. If Boston makes it or if we make it, we avoid them for 2 rounds, right? I thought I had a bracket here. Okay. There's no brackets. That kind of sucks. But you know what? I'll bring it back to the page I was just at. We already kind of touched on the Indiana. If you missed it, you could always go back. We touched on Indiana, Milwaukee, why that's a very important series, why that's very pivotal, why we definitely, need to keep our eyes, definitely watch that series so you can, get like a little scouting report to see what we were going to face in the next round. More than likely, Milwaukee's going to win that series, and we're going to be in another situation like this series where they're getting a star back off injury. The only difference is Embiid actually had surgery. Giannis, I believe it's his left Achilles. I'm not sure of exactly which Achilles. You know what? Let's pull up the full injury report. So it should be up in there. More than likely in that second round, we're going to get a Giannis that's not going to be, hold on, pause, Kendrick Perkins. Hold on. Wait, where's the full injury report? Okay, here we go. So more than likely, we're going to get a Giannis that is going to be, he's not going to be 100%. And honestly, the way Giannis plays, let's see, says out. Oh, okay, so he also has a knee issue. I thought it was the Achilles. But okay, so Giannis also has a knee issue. So Giannis, unlike Embiid, and here's where the advantage would be in that Milwaukee series. Embiid is like Jokic. They don't use their athleticism. That's not what makes them do their thing. That's not their magic. Their magic is they know the fundamentals. Embiid could post you up. He could post in the high post, low post. He could turn around, spot up, face up, shoot the mid-range shot, shoot it from deep, shoot 3-point shots. I mean, he has no weakness in his game. So as the athleticism goes, his game doesn't go. What do you guys, let me see what you're saying in the chat. Denver is the only team above everyone else. Milwaukee is definitely food. Milwaukee is definitely food. I'm trying to show why we're title contenders, right? Because I don't want to feel like I'm clickbaiting nobody. I'm taking it one round at a time. Milwaukee is definitely food, but the reasoning behind why they especially will be food is if this guy right here, Giannis, isn't ready to go and he has a knee issue, unlike Embiid, he relies on his athleticism. If Giannis is 70%, it's a way worse Giannis than Embiid is at 70%. Giannis has to explode. He has to get the rebound. He has to go coast to coast. He has to catch the ball from the three-point line, take it downhill, attack like that. Giannis is not let me get the ball, let me post up OG and Anunoby, right? That's why OG did a good job on him the last game we played. I believe Giannis had a really good first half, and then in the second half when the game got serious, OG locked him up. So yes, coach, you're right. Milwaukee is food. Denver, as far as Denver being the only team above everyone else, we're going to see, because that Western Conference, put it like this. This is why I'm not on the bandwagon. I love the Knicks. I bleed orange and blue, as you can see on the hoodie. But I'm not going to say we are locked to win the championship. I can't do it. That's just, I couldn't be the objective Knicks fan anymore if I were to go out, jump out the window and say that, right? But what I will say is this. We have a chance to make the finals. Am I saying right now that we're going to beat Boston? Maybe. I'm going to give you the path towards the Celtics. If Giannis is not healthy in that second round, Milwaukee does not have a shot to beat us. Because Giannis is honestly the only player that, even though we have OG, we don't really have nothing to match what he brings to the table, especially on the offensive end. Randall was that guy. Randall is out. If Randall was there, I think that we could beat him for sure. I'm talking about 100% healthy. Without Randall, I'm not going to make it like it's just a lock for us to win. I think that if Giannis is not 100%, they are definitely fooled. Everything else about that series, Milwaukee can't guard the perimeter, even though they got Patrick Beverley. I'm not confident in his ability to do. I'm not confident in anyone's ability to deal with Jalen Brunson. I mean, that's just off rip, right? That's just they're not going to have no answer for Jalen Brunson. We have many guys we can throw at Dame. Now, another factor too is Dame and Giannis. They don't play well together. They're like the Suns. The Suns have a system where only one guy gets going at a time. When you look at Milwaukee, the way Dame likes to run the show is contrary to the way Giannis wants to. Giannis wants to be like Dame. Get the ball, dribble up the court, and try to create. Because Giannis is, honestly, his main offense, and I'm not trying to disrespect him, he's very limited offensively. His offense is going downhill because no one can stop him. Once he gets you on the side of him or behind him, good luck. You're not going to be able to stop the basket. He's just tough like that, right? Okay, Johnny, you say it differently. I think it's 2 times when you're a contender, and number 1 before the season starts, and number 2 when you get to the championship, you're a contender. Let's get there. Well, title contender is not champion. You know what I'm saying? The Celtics. All right, so Johnny, were the Celtics title contenders? Because I believe the Celtics last year was a 2nd seed. So if you tell me that you don't believe that the Celtics are a 2nd seed, and you're saying they're not title contenders, then okay, I would agree with you. But if your logic is that the Celtics are title contenders, then because they were the number 2 seed. But you're saying before the season starts, okay. I disagree with that. I think that if you make the conference finals and you have a chance to get to the finals, I think that makes you a title contender. Or at least making it to the finals makes you a title contender. Because, all right, so that means that Milwaukee are title contenders then because they were number 1 coming into the season, right? I don't know. I guess we could agree to disagree. I just think that I'm looking at it like, okay, I think I'm giving a sound argument as to how we're going to beat Milwaukee. Now, Boston. Let's talk about Boston, right? Now, I wish I had the bracket. I don't. The key thing about Boston, let me see if I could at least pull them up so we could look at them. I'm mad I don't got a bracket up. I apologize for that, but all right, so we're going to pull up Boston, right? So let's see. Let's pull up their whole team statistics, just so we have something to look at on the screen. Now, Boston, in my opinion, is that team like I believe it was Coach that said it. He said that Denver is above I think honestly Boston's above everyone else. And the reason why, and trust me, I hate to admit this, I don't like nothing Boston. Like I don't like giving these guys credit for nothing. But if we're gonna really be fair and objective sports fans, we gotta give these guys their props. Boston is like us, and this is another reason I was gonna get to, but Boston does not have no holes in their lineup. Like, all right, I'm gonna give an example of what I mean. And what I mean by holes is guys that can actually are effective on both sides of the ball. So let's talk about Milwaukee because we were just talking about them. To me, their weakness is perimeter defense, more particularly Dame. You put him in pick and roll situations. That's the easiest way to expose Dame, right? Put him in pick and roll situations, right? He's not gonna. If you have a team like the Clippers, by the way, like the Clippers, if the Clippers puts out this lineup with Harden, George, Kawhi, and now I'm just throwing a hypothetical. Let's say that's the 1, 2, 3. Easy because they could easily do that, even though they don't play like that. But let's say they did. Dame has to guard someone. If Boston is going up against the Clippers, they got a guy that can guard each one of those guys. They got a guy that can literally match up. The Celtics is the only, even Denver to me don't have that advantage because I don't consider Murray a guy who's that strong defensively, but the real weak link in that Denver lineup is Michael Porter Jr. If I'm going up against Denver, I have to put Michael Porter Jr. in situations where he has to defend the perimeter because he is not a good perimeter defender. So that's why I say the Celtics to me are kind of like head and shoulders over everybody else. They could defend all 5 positions. They have no weak links. I mean, good luck trying to put them in pick and roll. They could literally just switch everything. It's just crazy how good of a team the Celtics have. So the only way we're going to be able to beat the Celtics, right? Because look, Jason Tatum, the Derek White is looking like I don't know what this guy was sipping on. I think he got the Bugs Bunny juice from Space Jam. I don't know what this guy this year was incredible, right? And of course, Jaylen Brown's an all-star, right? This guy Hauser's been playing really good off the bench too. But Drew Holiday, to me, is another guy that he's a championship point guard. He has experience, right? Multiple-time all-star, elite defender, all-NBA defensive team. I mean, the only way we could beat Boston is KP lays an egg. Because to be honest, our toughest matchup against the Celtics is not Jason Tatum. It's Kristaps Porzingis. He kills us every game. He's shooting from like 26 feet out, 27 feet out. That's his normal three. His normal three-pointer is from 27 feet out. So you got a guy spreading the floor like that. They basically make our 7-footer, they neutralize them. They make them like obsolete. Because they got their center, he's at 27 feet out, shooting threes at a great clip. I don't know the exact percentage, but that's his average. Let's see. I'm so Derek White cut his hair. why you glad he cut his hair, Immortal Cuts? Is it because you're a barber and you cut hair? I'm assuming. I don't know if you cut hair, but it says Immortal Cuts. That could also be music too. But why you glad he cut his hair? But yeah. KP has to literally do what he normally does in the playoffs. I think he might have had one good series in his whole career. But KP hasn't really done much in playoffs. If KP doesn't show up, that's 1. 2, Boston, they rely heavily on the 3-ball. They shoot too many threes. If we can guard them like man up, no double teaming, no helping, no nothing. If we could guard them man up, and keep hands in their faces and pray they don't make those threes. Because that's really how Boston does it. See, the only team that really wins shooting threes was the Warriors. let's just keep it 100% funky. The Warriors is the only team that has that. But even still, in the playoffs, they play a little different. Like they wasn't really as reliant on the three ball as like that. You know, Steph, of course, he's going to kill you from downtown, but they have a really, in my opinion, they have really good offensive schemes, especially when they try to force mismatches in the pick and roll on the perimeter. Like they'll set every time down they'll do like they'll be in the 1-4, and then the big will come up and set a screen to force a mismatch so Curry can create against your center, because your center is going to be fooled on the perimeter, and then that can lead to all different types of actions. Clay coming off the screen, getting the three, guys going backdoor, getting layups. Right now, Warriors team, of course, they kind of fell off the map, and you know it didn't work. But the point that I'm saying is, no other team, the Warriors is the only exception to that. All the other teams that won championships, they didn't live and die by the three. I think that's what's been holding the Celtics back, right? He said, back on, yeah, salute to you, Immortal Cuts. Oh, his hairline. Oh, okay. That's why you said that. Yeah, his hairline was jacked up. He had the LeBron James hairline before LeBron got that procedure, for sure. But that's a good one. I didn't even think about that. I don't know why, but that's funny, right? But to bring it back to the Celtics, right? They live and die by the three. And I also think that's the reason why they've been falling apart. Like, if you watch the Celtics every year, you go back and just try to remember how literally against the Heat, they were down 3-0. They actually should have been swept. They actually shouldn't. They should only won as many games as the Knicks won, right? It's just that they, with pride, they came back, they won 3 games and then lost game 7. But every time the Celtics get to that finals, Eastern Finals, the wheels fall off. They're hoping that KP kind of like helps combat that, because KP is a good defensive anchor. I can't front. Like he's not someone that I think is going to shut you down. Like if he's going up against Joel Embiid, he's going to get cooked, right? But because there's only Jokic and Embiid are the only real two center. I mean, the kid from Houston plays down low a little bit. Sabonis plays down low a little bit. Outside of those 4 guys, everybody else is on the perimeter. Whether it's high post, whether it's shooting threes, you don't really got post threats. So the KP kind of benefits from not having to see a Joel Embiid or something like that, because those are the only guys that can expose KP really. But besides that, KP, he's going to block your shot. You get to the basket. If you get by White or Holiday or Tatum or Brown, KP is back there waiting, and he's 7'4", and it's going to be very difficult to get the shot up, right? So KP, multiple things have to happen. I mean, for this to happen, I'm not saying it's a great chance for it to happen. I'm just trying to show you how it looks, okay? The best way I can. It's really hard to see how it looks because, it's kind of like miles away because we're in game 2 of the first round. I just feel as though once we get past the Sixers, have a tough series and get past Milwaukee, we do that, we have a chance, man. Yes, the Celtics are the favorites, but there's holes in there. They like I said, they still rely a lot on the 3 ball. KP is prone, in my opinion, to lay the eggs at time. The whole Celtics actually is prone to lay the egg in the play. Jaylen Brown disappears. So will they be able to do that? Knicks fan, my feedback is, okay, well, Knicks fan, we're going to get you up out of here, man. Tell me why my feedback is like, come on, bro. Come on, man. You're going to be all negative. Yeah, we're going to get you up out of here, man. I don't like stuff like that, man. It's okay that you don't agree with me, but just have a conversation. Don't tell me what I'm saying is stupid, right? And I'm honestly giving props to this. Wait, hold on. Do you want me to, like, tell you the Knicks is going to win and this, that, and the third, and we don't have nothing to worry about? Like, this is not the channel for that, bro. Like, if you don't like what you're seeing, go watch another channel. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of channels where they're going to just tell you the Knicks are the greatest thing since sliced bread. This is not the channel, bro. I'm going to keep it real. We are a really good team. I'm just saying, like, this is how the series is going to look. You're going into Boston, right? Boston might be the only place where Knicks Nation don't really take over like that. Like, I seen it happen a couple of times when, like, Boston's getting blown out and, like, you know, all the Boston fans leave and you might have some Knicks fans there going crazy. But Boston's a place that we don't really take over like that because them Boston fans are crazy, right? So if you don't agree, don't agree. You know, you can't hurt my feelings, but I want to have a real basketball conversation. That's why we're doing the show. We're not doing the show to just say crazy stuff like that. Anyway, so now let's say hypothetically we get past Boston because they laid an egg. It can happen. They've done it many years. I know they got KP and they're hoping that it doesn't happen, right? Now we get to the finals. For argument's sake, let's say it's Denver. Because Denver is probably the best team in the West. Let's say Denver does it. They get to the finals. Though, I think Minnesota, they definitely, I think, will give Denver a tough series. I really do believe. I see Minnesota. I'm not going to say they're going to beat Denver, but it's just the defense that they play. And they have 3 different guys they can throw at Jokic. Jokic is going to get off. Don't get it twisted. But the key for me in watching like the defense against Jokic and Embiid, looking at how the Knicks beat Denver and Philly, we didn't double like that. Like, it wasn't a double, like, as soon as you catch the ball, double them. At least give your guy a chance to defend, right? Most teams can't do it because they don't got the bigs to match it. Minnesota does. And they play good perimeter. Anthony Edwards could defend on the perimeter. They got the young boy McDaniels. He could defend on the perimeter. Mike Conley's a veteran. He's a defensive point guard. So they are an elite defensive team. If I'm the Nuggets, I don't want to see them. I think that's the only matchup. Possibly maybe the Clippers, depending on how they look. I feel like they also have a kind of a scary lineup. But let's just say Denver gets to the finals, right? Because we're gonna respect it like they got there. They got there last year. Let's give it to them like they gonna get there this year. So now Knicks, we just beat Boston, Milwaukee. Now, boom, we get to the finals. That's gonna be a hard series to win. One, yes, we have the bigs to match up with Jokic. We don't have to double him, right? That's a big fact, But Jokic is perimeter centric, and I don't like Mitchell Robinson on the perimeter at all. He's kind of fooled on the perimeter. I got to keep it real. Hartenstein does a better job, but the key to winning that series would be Precious Anunoby. Why do I say Precious Anunoby? He's more athletic in terms of like foot speed. I'm not saying he's a better athlete than Mitch. Mitch is a great athlete, but Precious is a guy that could put pressure, the best pressure, in my opinion, on Jokic on the perimeter. Because remember, Jokic is he's bringing the ball up half the time, right? You got to defend. The defense on Jokic doesn't start necessarily when he catches the ball in the paint. And he does catch the ball in the paint. He definitely has a balanced attack. He's not just on the outside jacking up threes. But a lot of times he's making plays on the perimeter. And you're going to have to guard him one-on-one. Where teams make the mistake is when they send that double team. So if we can guard him one-on-one and just like keep man-on-man defense on the other guys, you got to remember, Aaron Gordon going to be cutting backdoor slipping all day, getting dunks. He's going to hit that dunker spot. He's going to get all day. He's going to eat you up. So the key to the Denver series to me would be defense. But I just wanted to show you the path to the finals, man. I'm not saying we're going to win the championship. What do you guys think about that, the path to the finals? That's the only way it's going to really work, man. I mean, Boston, part of it is going to be hoping that they don't show up. Definitely the perimeter defense on KP, containing Tatum. And then the Jokic series, to me, it could go a lot of ways. But once we get to the finals, we're title contenders. I'm not saying we winning it, but it's possible, man. It's very possible. Without Randall's going to be tough, but I can see it happening. Now, to wrap up, because we definitely over the time, salute to everybody. First off, salute to everybody in the building, man. This is one of the most popular shows that we had based off the participation in the chat, man. I really appreciate it. Even the hate, but the hate gonna get blocked because we don't tolerate it. I guess I'll end. Let's do some word on the street, I guess, and then we'll get into game 2, but we'll do word on the street first. So word on the street, basically, just see how you guys feel. I put up some of the best polls on YouTube. We'll start with this one here. Attention, Knicks fans, despite being one of the premier American guards this season, how you guys feel about this? In the chat, too, if you didn't vote on this poll. Jalen Brunson wasn't selected for the final 12-man roster for this summer's Olympic team. Was it a snub? We're going to put yes. All right, we're going to put yes. And so 71% of Knicks fans says he deserves to be on the team. I believe that Jalen Brunson was snubbed. But you know what? I ain't mad because I don't want him to get hurt going hard in the Olympics, man. Let Jalen Brunson relax. We might get to the Eastern Finals. We might get to the finals, right? You might have a tough June or a tough May, right? Take some time, get his body right, because he played last year. And honestly, it did help him. Him playing in the World Cup last year did help him, but I'm not mad. He deserves to be on the team, right? We already did the poll. If you just joined, you didn't see earlier. They have Jalen Brunson, old media, believe it or not. They rated Jalen Brunson as the 5th best player or most important player in the postseason. So that's saying a lot. But I think that this man should just relax over the summer. Let's see. This was the playing game. We gotta have fun with this. Let's see. So yeah, most of the fans thought the Sixers were gonna win. We had 143 votes. It was basically asking who was gonna win that playing game. I'm going to jump into this Coach Tiz poll, and then we'll wrap it up. So, attention, Knicks fans, the bookies opened up. I mean, not Coach Tiz. This is the poll saying we were underdogs, which magically switched, by the way. I had a lot of people tell me on this poll that we are the favorite. I'm like, yo, when I wrote this, and when I have the article, I could pull it up. It showed that we were a plus 100, and Philly was a minus 130. That's when the bookies opened up. As time progressed, right, as we got closer to the game, somehow we go from being the underdog to the favorite. But anyway, this is how the fans felt when we opened up as the underdogs against the Sixers. I don't know. Let's just put it's cool. So 81% says it's cool. We like to be the underdogs. You know why? Because Knicks fans, I know you guys are tired. I know you guys are tired of not getting the credibility. So now we underdogs. Let's rock, man. We underdogs. Y'all don't believe in us. Let's keep it that way. We believe in us, right? So let's see what you guys saying in the chat. Nice. We gonna get wild. Yo, nice. Yo, everybody, especially if you go into the Garden, show out. I'm not worried about the Garden. I want game 3. I want you guys to go to Philly. I really want you guys to turn up. I want them to feel like it's a road game. I want them to feel like it's game 3 in the Garden. That's how I want Philly to be, man. Salute the Nice, man. Salute to you. Salute to Immortal Cuts. Brunson was snubbed. Yeah, let him rest. Immortal Cuts, that's what I'm saying. Let Brunson chill, yo. Brunson was doing this thing. We don't need Brunson to go out there and try to cross somebody, jump up in the air for a layup, come down, twist some. We don't need that, yo. We definitely don't need that. Just to touch on the game tonight. Couple of things about tonight's game. Oh, we just got somebody just subscribe. I'm not sure if that's the Facebook or YouTube. Salute to the person that just subscribed. Definitely can check us out. We're on IG. We're on TikTok, Facebook. If you want the Objective Knicks fan, same name. You can find me easily there. I'm going to get more active on TikTok. I'm more active on IG for sure and Facebook for sure. Definitely hit me up on Facebook. But real quickly tonight, we'll pull up the game for the night just to see where we are. No, I did not click on tickets. We're gonna see where we are tonight. So right now, I'm not sure if there's any updates because I'm talking to you guys. Oh, Samuel, you said yeah, I voted. Tripping, we're the fave. Yeah, facts, Samuel. We definitely are the faves, man. Salute to you. Yeah, definitely. Yo, check out the community section, man, when we do the polls. But yeah, salute to you, Samuel. But tonight's game, let's see. Melton is still out. Yeah, I think he might miss the whole series. Let me just refresh it just in case. All right. So right now, Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey are game time decisions. We don't know if they're going to play yet, right? They could be. I don't think there's no updates because this is ESPN. I literally just refreshed the page, right? So if they don't got both of those guys, I mean, we're going to win even if they have both of those guys. If they don't have Maxey or Embiid, definitely if they don't have both of them, we're going to smack them. They're going to be cooked. More of the same, like I said earlier in the show. All we have to do, if Embiid is playing, do not hurry to double team him, especially when he's not in a position to score. I hate when Joel Embiid catches the ball from 20 feet out, and now we rushing two guys at him. He's catching the ball 15 feet out with his back to the basket. We rushing two guys. That's not the time to double team, right? The time to double team is if he's within 15 feet, he's got his back towards the basket. Now he's getting ready to initiate a post move, and you want to send a quick little help and then be ready to rotate. That makes more sense. But you don't got to give him that much respect. You got two guys that are solid defenders that are in the rotation. And I said a third guy who should be in the rotation, Precious. I think that, just play him head up. If he's really killing us, I mean, of course, the double's going to come within 15 feet, within 10 feet, him posting up. Of course, you got to send the help. But I'm just saying on the perimeter, if he wants to start feeling like he's Michael Jordan, let him shoot them crazy shots, man. And he's not going to be able to. That's not how Philly's going to win. When Philly does well is when Joel Embiid is moving the ball and they're getting guys like Batum, Hill, getting those guys involved. You feel what I'm saying? So, salute. Let me see. They will be hurting once Brunson gets to the Eastern Conference Finals or Finals. Not having him in the top three is going to hurt. Yo, nice. Yo, you know what, nice? And you've been coming in. You've been talking some talk. Yes, sucks Sixers not competing at. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yep, they're not competing at 100%, but neither are we. Facts, because we don't got Julius Randle. But I mean, we still gonna win. But I'm just saying, like, people got to realize, hey, we don't got Randle, man. If we had Randle, oh my boy. I mean, now the offense becomes even more. Honestly, with Julius Randle in the playoffs. If you look at all the Eastern Conference teams, forget the West because the West is crazy. And we don't have to worry about the West unless we get to the finals. We probably would have the number 2 offense in the East in the playoffs. Not the season. I'm talking about the playoffs. Why I say that? Because you got two guys that can create their shots at will, that actually have the green light to create their shots. Now, it makes scoring easier for Dante. That's why, to those that remember, when Dante first hit the starting line, remember how he was shooting lights out? That's because he was playing with Randle and Brunson. It's so easy. It makes offense even easier. So how good the ball moves now, the ball movement, the flow of the offense will be even more crazier. So yeah, you're right, man. You're definitely right about that. But to wrap up this Sixers game, like I said, don't rush to double them. Don't rush to double them. Continue hitting the offensive glass. That's another thing that makes our offense superior, because offensive rebounding is an offensive stat. So if we continue to hit the glass, that's why we don't even have to shoot at a great clip. As long as we're shooting decent shots, we're going to get the rebound. And we're good at getting second chance points too. I think we're second in second chance opportunities. So that's all really for this game, man. I'm excited. Oh, and last thing, put Joel Embiid in pick and roll. If you're watching the game tonight, let's see how much times Brunson initiates a pick and roll, with Joel Embiid, put him in there, because he don't want to move them legs, man. But final thoughts, guys, thank you guys for rocking with me, man. This has been one of the best shows we've done on the podcast. Salute to you. I do this every Monday. Sometimes it's live, sometimes it's pre-recorded. I realize it really doesn't make a difference. You guys watching, check it out, regardless of whether I do both. Sometimes I like to talk to the people. We get some new people in the building. It's great to get some feedback and interaction as well. Definitely Sunday, it's going down. We're going to do the live play-by-play. I don't have a flyer yet, but I actually did create the video. If you look on the channel, you'll see it. It's scheduled. That's going to be for Sunday, the 28th. I believe that's the 28th. Let's double check. Sunday is the 28th. Hold on. Let me get my calendar. Matter of fact, we could actually scroll on the screen because it should show here. Yep. So look. So Sunday the 28th at 1 o'clock, be right here, watch the game with me, right? I'm going to do a live play-by-play. Why? Because that game is the only game that's not going to be on MSG. So anytime the game doesn't be on MSG, I will do a live play-by-play. Go watch the game with me. Trust me, I'll make it interesting. And I'm going to give you the Knicks commentary like how it's supposed to be. Let's see what Nice is talking about. How do they still spill the narrative of the 76ers beating us when our starters, besides Josh Hart, pulling off 42 versus 7, bitch. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. We got the better bench, right? I said that. I even said that on the last podcast we did. Oh no, not the last podcast. The last video I did. I did a video previewing the series, and I said that. I said, yo, we got the better bench. Bojan is averaging 20 points. And he averaged 20 points this season, right? And now he's coming off our bench, so of course he doesn't average 20, but he's a capable scorer. They don't have that on the Sixers bench at all, right? Deuce, I got a video I'm cooking up. I'm gonna talk about Deuce. I'm gonna give you a stat that none of the other guys did that Deuce did. It's incredible. So yeah, definitely, I like our team. To be honest, I feel like outside of Maxey and Embiid, the rest of these guys, they're limited for the most part. Like I said, Lowry's a savvy veteran. He knows what he has to do. But Tobias Harris, he's a no-show, bro. Let's keep it funky. Oubre Jr., they reduced his role to being a defender, right? He doesn't really get as many opportunities to create and do what he want to do. Their whole bench are guys that are like system players. Batum is a system player. He's somebody that needs to be in a system that's going to exploit what he can do offensively, right? He's a decent defender. I don't think he's all of that. I don't understand why they put him on Brunson. Like, that's just crazy. Like, he gets cooked every time. Buddy Hield, he's a catch-and-shoot guy, not someone creating off the dribble, right? So all their guys is kind of like nice pieces. If Embiid was healthy, this team would be a more dangerous team. I still think we would be better than them, but I think that if they had a healthy Embiid, the system will work a lot better because Joel Embiid could play 40 minutes. Don't get that twisted. Yeah, don't knock on Deuce door only when you need. Yeah. Salute. Yep, only when you need him. Yep, Deuce is definitely that guy, man. Salute to all you guys in the chat, man. Yo, you guys made the show incredible. I don't even want to end the show. I could literally talk Knicks for 3 hours, but I know you guys don't want to stay here for 3 hours. I mean, if you guys want to stay here for 3 hours, I can do it. But I think we're gonna wrap here. It's really been an exciting series, guys. Hopefully you hear next Monday. Hopefully you hear next Sunday for sure. I will be dropping content in between that time. Look out for that. Samuel, if Embiid was healthy, this would be probably I still think we'll win in 6. Only reason why I still think we would win 6 or 7, leaning towards 6, is because I feel like Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein's defense on Embiid is the key, really. Like, having those two guys are so vital because I'm not saying they're going to stop Embiid, but they are going to make his life a whole lot difficult. And then our offense being as good as it is, and like I said, offensive rebounding is like our number one weapon. The fact that we going to miss shots, but we going to crash. We're going to miss some shots, but we going to crash, boy. Like, that's one thing that I think really helps propel us. So with those two factors, the fact that, and then the Sixers also, they're not a good defensive rebounding team. So I still think even with 100% healthy Embiid, yes, they are way better, but I still think we could beat them, you know? Oh, Immortal Cuts says, keep it going. Yo, you know what, Immortal Cuts, man? Yo, look. We can keep it going, you know? I mean, if you guys are chiming in, I'll stay for a little longer, man. I love talking about the Knicks. Honestly, I had a rough 2024, you know, personal wise. I mean, I'm still here. I'm still grinding hard. Had to get a new camera. Had to, you know, do all types of stuff on the personal side as well. But the Knicks, watching these games, especially the way the Knicks persevere and come back in games like to me, that's like life lesson type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like it's like don't give up kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like personal development type stuff. When you watch the games and you see them, they be down 20, you know, in the third quarter, come back, tie the game, you know, like that stuff right there, yo, honestly, yo, that gives so much inspiration, bro. So much inspiration, man. He said, yo, Samuel. He said, I agree, we win in 6 before it be knee collapse. Yo, his knee might have already collapsed. I mean, he's a game time decision. Unless you guys see something saying it changed. Look, I'm on ESPN right now, right? And I refreshed the page, right? And he's still out. You know what I mean? I mean, he's still a game time decision. So there's no telling whether he played. His knee might have already gave out, right? Let's see. In the last game, I will put Mitch Robinson and Hart in there together. OG and Brunson and Hart. Okay, yeah, that's a good lineup. That you know what? I think that what Tibbs is going to do, he's going to go with the flow of the game, right? So typically, like especially with the center position, because you have two really good centers, he'll go with the guy that's playing the best. Like he'll go with the guy that's most effective. So Hartenstein will still start, but that doesn't mean he's going to close the game out, right? I do like Mitch better against Embiid, and I like Hartenstein better against Porzingis. The reason why I like Mitch better against Embiid is because Embiid is not an athletic big where he's using burst of speed. I mean, I have seen him, to keep it real, I have seen him like do things using like to get a first step, you know, but it's not really speed, it's more creativity, his ability to, you know, to trick you into, you know, getting established in position, right? To get that first step. I've seen him do that against some centers, especially some centers that are slow-footed. But against you know, Mitchell Robinson is athletic enough to keep up with Embiid when he tries to do his little things, you know, and Embiid is a big guy. I think he's 275, 280. Mitchell Robinson's a big guy. He's like 250, 260. So, you know, I just feel like he just brings more grit to the table. And I think against Embiid, you need that versus KP. On the other hand, Isaiah Hartenstein is a little bit more light on his feet than Mitch in terms of on the perimeter. I'm talking about defensively on the perimeter, not lob threat, not jumping out the jump. I'm just saying, in my opinion, Isaiah Hartenstein does a better job against perimeter-centric centers like KP, because KP is not looking to post up Mitchell Robinson, nor is he looking up to post Hartenstein most of the time. Most of the time, he's at 27 feet. That's his average three-point shot. He's shooting at 27 feet out. So, yeah. Yep. He says, Hart can play up top. Sims can be the backup. Well, Sims is out the rotation, Warren, because Precious is that dude. Like, Precious, it would be the dude to get that time before Sims gets it. You know, now with a healthy Mitch and Isaiah. Nice says, if both Maxey and Embiid play tonight, from here on out, don't believe the injury report. You know what? We got fined for that, too, because even we did some stuff with the injury report with Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, you can't really trust the injury report. That's a good point. And besides, they said he had an illness, so I mean, we seen Michael Jordan drop like 60-something with in the flu game or something like that. Yeah, like 50-something or something like that in the flu game. I can't remember the exact points, but I know he was sick. He was dead sick, boy. Like, he was definitely under the weather. Every play, every time out, you know, he was like draped over a teammate. You know, just he looked like he just wanted to die, but he still played and he still was effective. So, yeah, you're right. That could be smoke and mirrors, Warren. I do agree. Salute to you, King Ribby. Salute to you, man. Definitely good to see you in the building, man. To all the people that joined late, this was episode 1 of the playoff edition this week inside the New York Knicks. If you came in late, you could always rewind it and go back. I will timestamp the video as well, so people can actually check into the timestamps to see what, you know, whatever news they want to check out. We did cover a lot. Didn't cover everything. Oh, he had 38? Okay. Yeah, he had 38. Yeah, I couldn't remember the total. Yeah, but MJ was balling that game, and he had the stomach flu. You know, he wanted to die. So that's why you can't trust the injury. You can't. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Warren. you can't really trust it. Definitely can't trust it. Sims has to play. So Nice says Sims has to play. I don't care what anyone else says. Every player has 6 fouls. That was my argument too coming into the series, right? I didn't have Sims in mind, but he is there. He is available if they need him. But definitely you have 18 fouls between Mitch, Hartenstein, and Precious for sure. And if you want to add Sims, he makes it 24 fouls. I would play very physical. I mean, and I think they did a good job. I think that's what led to us eventually winning was that, especially when Mitch came in the fourth, the physicality, I don't think Embiid is really ready for it. So when Paul Reed makes a statement talking about, I want to see the easier team, and yeah, they may not win against Boston, but like in terms of the physicality, because KP is more of a finesse center, he probably would have had an easier time dealing with those guys. Against Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein, those guys are blue collar. Those guys want to bang. Ain't nothing easy about that. Trust me. You can ask Wemby. When Wemby had to go up against Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein, the first time they played the Knicks, not the second time, because we were banged up the second time, but the first time when they played the Knicks and you had Mitch there, Wemby, I mean, he got a welcome to the NBA moment. So, yeah, Paul Reed talking that crap. So, yeah, Nice. Yo, you are a Jericho Sims fan. So, Sim, I got a question, Nice. Being that you believe he has to play, you don't care. What do you think happens with Sims? Because you got 3 free agent centers, right? You have Isaiah Hartenstein, Precious, and Sims. Do you see? I don't think Sims is going to be around because I think they're going to try to bring Hartenstein back and Precious. So what do you think? What do you think about that? I'm curious to see what you think about that. This is doing numbers, coach of the year. With all the challenges, injuries, we got to the second seed. Immortal Cuts. That was a poll. That was a poll I actually put up today. I'm not sure if you voted in it. Maybe you did, but I believe that Tibbs, he should at least be in the top 3. Whether they want to get, because you know what it is too. When you win multiple awards, and or when you win one in one time, and then like within 2 years, it's time for you to come up again. I feel like the media and the people that vote, they kind of hate. Like they don't. It's like they don't want to see you shine like that. So he already won it in 2021, right? So they might say, it's like, he already won it in 2021. Let's give it to a guy who didn't win it. Like, I feel like that'd be the logic. Even though he definitely belongs in the top 3. To win 50 games without your 3-time All-Star, and then, you get a guy who came in who had historic plus-minus numbers, and you lose him for like another 9-10 games, and what Tibbs had to do, we did a trade for Bojan, right, and Burks. So now you got to, acclimate 2 other players into the system, right, as you're battling for playoff position, right? It's crazy. And then last year, we won 47 games with Brunson should have been an All-Star last year, but Julius Randle, he was the 2-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA, right? Healthy. With a healthy Brunson and a healthy Randle, you won 47 games. You get a hobbled or injured Randle. He's out for most of the season, and now you don't even get a consideration. It's crazy. It's crazy. Even to make it even more of a body bag, right? Why he should at least get top 3 consideration. These 2 teams, last year's teams, this year's team is way better than the 2021 team with Alfred Payton and who else they had? They had Alfred Payton. Was Ntilikina and them guys was there? Was Ntilikina there? I can't remember who they had at point guard. And I know they had Payton. I know they got Rose. Yeah, we traded for Rose. Yeah, we did make the trade for Rose. So this team now is way better than that coach of the year team he had. Way better than them. And we was happy. So, it's politics, bro. It's politics, man. It's politics. Coach Tibbs should at least be top 3. I'm not saying to give it to him, but he should at least be top 3. Oh, any chance of seeing Achua? Nice. It says, yeah, I think so. I think we could see him. I think, well, as I see it, I think tonight's game could be a blowout. So that's one way to see him. But in terms of meaningful action, you never know. Guys get in foul trouble, right? because Precious has spent time at the 4. So, like, let's say OG gets in foul trouble and now you want to go with a big look. It's possible. I think that if the game is a wire-to-wire win, more than likely you probably won't see Precious unless it's a blowout. Let's see. Have Sims only use. Did you reply to my question I asked though about they got 3 free agents? I didn't see a reply to that. I'm curious to know, who do you bring back? Sims is a free agent, Precious is a free agent, Hartstein. So if the goal is to bring those 2 back, how are you gonna bring back Sims as well? I don't know. Let's see. He said have Sims only in for fouls. Yeah, listen. I feel where you're coming from, nice. Right? And yeah, you the guy, you gotta answer that question, right? I don't think you answered it. Who do you keep with the 3 centers? But here's the thing. You don't want to put Embiid at the line too. He's a really good free throw shooter. He's gonna make every free throw. Like, he literally is a really good free throw shooter. So I don't think we're that bad defensively where we have to foul him. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we had like weaknesses on the defensive end and like we really can't match up with Embiid, like I'm talking about, like, I'm trying to think of a team that plays bad defense. Damn, I can't even think of it. Well, Indiana got Miles Turner. I'm trying to think of a team that don't got nobody, and you got to go up against Joel Embiid. If we had a team like that, I would say, yeah, let's foul the hell out of him. But the last thing we want to do is foul Embiid. He will kill us at the free throw line. That's not a good strategy. Remember, he scored 71 points. And so, salute to you, Warren, man. Once again, this definitely was a great show. Orange and blue skies. All right, Warren said hit Embiid knees. Oh my God, yo. You know what? That might happen, not intentionally though. That might happen, like, So Nice says iHeart and Ashura has. Hold on. I thought the stream ended. That crazy app just opened up on my computer. Okay, we rocking. So iHeart. So Nice says iHeart and Ashura has a higher preference. And bring it back. Oh, okay. Don't have a problem to lock in Sims if he's willing to take another Deuce contract. Nah, Sims is to be honest, I don't think that Sims is going to be even offered a contract. I think they're content with the 5 spot, and unless they really want to, unless they want to move Achua in like a sign and trade for somebody else. And then now you bring Sims back because now you need 3 centers. But if they're going to bring Achua back, there's no reason to give Sims a contract. Because you kind of don't. To be fair, bro, centers are a dime a dozen, bro. Like, in terms of, all you need is a big guy that could give you some intensity on the rebounding end, right? And I don't think that's going to be that hard to find if we lose. So, let's say next year comes, Mitchell Robinson get hurt. God forbid it happens. Mitch Robinson get hurt. Isaiah Hartstein get hurt. Now you need the center. I don't think you have a hard time getting a backup at that point, right? Yes, Immortal Cuts. Thank you. Rose and Alfred Payton. Yeah, Frank played the bench. Oh, trash. Exactly. So if Coach Tibbs wins Coach of the Year with that team, and once again, that team was healthy, except I think Rose might have got hurt towards going in the playoffs. If he wins Coach of the Year with that team, why can't he win it this year with an unhealthy team and wins 50 wins, bro? Like, come on, bro. They wildin'. They should at least put him in the top. But Nice says, I have high hopes for Sims. Make assessment by end of next season is possible. No, man, listen. This is it. If he don't get the contract this summer, that's it, man. Bye-bye. This might be the last time you see Sims. Because I remember right after they made the trade, the RJ trade, right? They signed Deuce to the 3-year deal, which was very smart. Because imagine now, look at, let's say they didn't sign Deuce to that contract. Deuce is balling out in the playoffs. Now going into the summer, how much you think they're going to have to pay Deuce? They got Deuce for the low for 3 years. So when they gave Deuce that contract, I was looking for Sims. I was like, yo, okay, so they're going to give Sims it. But I kind of peeped the game, though, because when they traded for Achua, I hate to say it like this, but Achua is like the new Sims. He's like a more upgraded version of Sims. So it's like now, that's why I don't think Sims. I don't see Sims getting the contract. Things could change. Hey, things could change because trades. You never know. A star might become available, so now you might have to make moves you never thought you would move. But unless something crazy like that happens, yeah, nice. I'm sorry, bro. I don't see it. Let's see. See that Warren says, we're deep, have a lot of options. We definitely got a lot of options. That's a fact. Sims to push and B. We don't. But you see, but that's what I'm saying. But nice. You don't want to foul Embiid. Like we don't want to, because Embiid is going to kill us, right? We want Embiid to, we want to defend him straight up, because he'll literally make 20 free throws. Like if you put him at the line 25 times, he's going to make 20 free throws. So that's why we don't want to do that. Always been high on IQs, Deuce and Sims. So far, IQ and Deuce have been spot on. Sims just need to get more time. Yeah, well, unfortunately, nice. It's more than likely going to be with another team. If they could have easily locked him up when they locked up Deuce, and by not locking him up and getting it and bringing in Precious, I think that was the writing on the wall. Man. But guys, been a great show. Wow, we going on 2 hours. This is the longest stream I did that was not a play-by-play. Let's go Knicks tonight. Definitely going to be in the building, go crazy. If you're going to game 3 in Philly, I need you to really turn up. I need you to I want to make it so uncomfortable in there. I want Embiid to be like, you know what? I'm not even going to play tonight. We already down 2. Now I got to deal with these. I got to deal with hearing this orange and blue and everybody cheering and booing me in my own building. Yeah, that's exactly what we need to happen. Be on the lookout for more content. I'll be dropping. Shoot, you guys making me want to do a spontaneous live. Maybe I might do another live if you guys show up like how you did today. Definitely next Sunday is going down. Live play-by-play. Watch the game with me. Put your TV on mute. I put my TV on the mute. We watch the game together. I give my commentary. And because that game is not going to be on MSG. What else? And then once again, next Monday, look out for the podcast, man. Salute to you guys. Salute to Samuel. Salute to Warren. Salute to Immortal Cut. Salute to Nice. Salute to Warren Franklin. Salute to everybody that was in the building, man. Salute to who else was in the building? A whole lot of people came through. Johnny Davis. Definitely salute to Johnny Davis. Salute to Coach CR. Definitely you guys made the stream a great stream, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Round of applause for you guys. It's always the fans, yo. The Knicks fans is really what makes the Knicks lit. It's the Knicks fans. I mean, we got the best fan base. Of course, we got clowns too, but for the most part, you guys are solid. You guys are great. Definitely had a great show. Don't want to end it, but we got to go. It's been going on 2 hours, man. Salute to Nice. Thank you for checking me out. To all the new subscribers that subscribe, definitely, I appreciate it, man. And with that being said, until next time, let's go Knicks.